This is gonna be first video on this channel. I don't really know how to hold a mic, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I like CDs, and you know, I think a lot of people do nowadays. It's the big 2.6. People are really getting into it, and you know, I have been watching a lot of videos about them, and because I think they're fun to watch and I think they're relaxing. So, you know, I thought maybe if I could record one and go through some of the CDs that I like to listen to, and make a video that I want to watch, then maybe I could watch it when I get bored, and then I'll have something to watch. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through some of the CDs I like to listen to, and you know, say why I like them, and and yeah, I haven't listened to all my CDs. I have way too many because I've just inherited some from different people, but some of them have been bequeathed to me, and I just haven't gotten a chance to listen to them yet. But I have listened to quite a few of them, so I'll be showcasing them in this video, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, so first we're gonna start off with Daft Punk, probably one of my favorite groups, probably my favorite band to ever walk this planet. And first album we have is Homework. Obviously their debut, 1997, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, a lot of people don't like this album. Shout out Chris. But I do think this is a very good album, and I enjoy it quite a bit. It was very raw, and it was very, like, you know, saw some bands like have a really good energy or like a different energy their first album. Like, it's more of an explosive energy, it's more of experimental in a lot of the tracks on this album, and it's got some bops, of course, you know, obviously Around the World, big MTV video. But yeah, no, I think this is an absolutely fantastic album, and a great place to start. It has a lot of deep cuts on here that I think are really good. WDPK 83.7 is just an interlude, but I think it sets the scene of the album really well, and I just really enjoy it. All right, and next one we have here, I'm trying to go in chronological order. So Alive 1997, obviously this one is a live album. Man, I think it's very good. I think Daft Punk live back in 97, when they were 96, 97, when they were about to make their debut album, they just had a really good, like, their mixing, obviously it got better, you know, and it was just like, you know, obviously Alive 2007 is one of the greatest albums ever made, but you know, Alive 1997 definitely has the same energy as Homework transferred into a live setting, which I think is absolutely excellent. It definitely has a place in Daft Punk's discography and when you're listening to it. And next one, obviously, no introduction, Discovery. I mean, probably my favorite album of all time, or close to it. It's no miss, simply put, and I think, you know, especially with all the media surrounding it, like Interstellar, and just the era that this represents, you know, them, you know, getting their helmets, and that sort of colorful aspect of their helmets, how they had lights in them, you know, I think that was very good, and very cool. And I think, you know, it does have some, like, insanely underrated songs on here, like Night Vision. I really enjoy, even though it's also pretty short. I think it's a really good cut on this album, and yeah, definitely classic. And now this one, I can't remember if Aerodynamite's first, or not Aerodynamite, Daft Club or Alive, or Human After All is first. I'm just gonna go with Human After All because it's my video. I do what I want. Human After All, you know, definitely the one I listen to the least. I mean, you know, the songs in a vacuum are really good, but I think when you put them together, it can get quite exhausting to listen to this album with how repetitive some of the songs are. But, you know, I still think it's a good album, you know, and even when Daft Punk doesn't hit right on the nail on the head, I think it's still a really good, they still make a good album, and I think this is definitely representative of that. And next is Daft Club, and this is also one that I haven't listened to that much, but there are definitely some bop remixes on here that I really enjoy. Like, hold on, let me see here. Like Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger than Neptune's remix. That's really good remix of Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. And sometimes I like to listen to it over the original. And Aerodynamite is obviously a classic. It's a really good song. It's a good play on aerodynamic, and yeah, I really enjoy this album. And I really like the artwork, the cover art too. I think this is a really cool idea, especially with the writing, or with the lines, going through the writing. I think it creates a cool effect. And next is what some people would say is their best album, and most likely is their best album because it combines everything that made the previous albums great, puts them into a live setting, and adds some genius mixing onto it. And I think that's a really good aspect of this album, is how good the mixing is and how good all the songs fit together. And and I think that's just a really good part of it, and it just keeps going and it goes hard, and I'm pretty sure this was taken from their Paris show, if I'm not mistaken, but obviously this is based off the Coachella legendary performance. And yeah, obviously iconic art, and an iconic set, truly. And I do like how on the back it has just the tracks listed, like nothing that it's mixed with, which is not something that is on Spotify, I don't think. I just like how it's just, in your face, this is what you're listening to, type of thing, and yeah, great album. Last one, also some people would say is their greatest album, is Random Access Memories. And in terms of studio albums, this it's an achievement, getting all these artists to collaborate like that, bringing in legends of music and bringing them all to create a masterpiece. Honestly, I think the songs are epic, anthemic, obviously it's got some radio classics too on here, and I think it also has slower songs that make you take a step back and really appreciate the sound. And obviously you can appreciate the sound of the radio classics and all that, but some of the slower songs just really are probably some of the most emotional songs Daft Punk has ever made. And to be honest, when it comes to studio albums, I think I'm between this or Discovery. Honestly, I think Discovery is an excellent album and something that I prefer a lot of the time, but I think it honestly depends on the day, what I'm feeling, what I'm feeling like throwing on the player to listen to. So yeah, that's the Daft Punk. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna do. I might split this up into 2 parts because I kind of just yapped about that for kind of way too long, but we'll see. And there's not really an order to this, so I'm just going down what is on my shelf and seeing what I listen to and have actually something to talk about with this. So next up is debut Bjork. Obviously debut album from Bjork. And I think this is a really good album. I really enjoy it has a similar energy of obviously with Daft Punk, it was easy to compare it with their later works because I know I've listened to all of them a bunch. I've never listened to another Bjork album in my life. I want to be very transparent about that. I've only listened to debut, and I know this is not her best album, but I really enjoy it, and I feel like it brings that sort of energy that Homework had. Obviously, a little more dialed in to create a more solid album, but I think it is a very, very good album and definitely has some good tunes that you can dance to. Obviously Daft Punk does too, but I think these are some really good songs, and I feel like either Crying or Venus as a Boy is probably my favorite of this album. Next we have a hip-hop underground classic, obviously Mad Villain. It's a classic. Madlib and MF Doom did something truly exceptional on this album. I mean, it's low-key, but it's also hard-hitting, and the beats are just fantastic, and the sampling is really good. And just as a complete listen, it's really cohesive, and it just you know, it feels good on the ears, you know, it's good to listen to. And this one is Czarface, MF Doom, Super What. And I should have done my research for this video, but I didn't, so I don't know if this was the last one Doom worked on, because it was made in 2020, but he also died in 2020, so I assume he had a pretty large part in this album. I should have done my research, that's my bad. But, you know, I think one of the things, obviously the songs are really good, I like it. It's a bit shorter than Mad Villain, but I really enjoy it. I think the interludes with all the commercials are really fun. And I think this probably has one of my favorite album arts of all time. The front there is, you know, I really like it. It's very like expressive. It's obviously I like comic books, so you know, I think it's really good, that comic book art style. And I think this MF Doom at the bottom here is very Jack Kirby-esque the way the brick is detailed there. And I love Czarface up there. Looks really cool. And then obviously the back got a nice wavy design. And then opening it up, it fell out momentarily. Give me a moment. Okay, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to hold this up, but here's the disc, and it's a very pretty disc, and I really enjoy it, and I like the art on it. So this is mainly just, I like to listen to it, but it's also just a really good album to look at, just to stare and look at. And moving on from Have Doom, Blondie's greatest hits. I really like Blondie. This album is really good. It's just obviously, since it's a greatest hits album, it's gonna be bop after bop after bop after bop, and yeah, it's exactly what it is. And I think this is, yeah, I mean, it's just a good album. I have Auto American on vinyl, but I would like it on CD, but I have it on vinyl, so it doesn't really you know, don't really need to get it on CD. But E to the Beat I also have on CD, and I just haven't listened to it yet. That's my bad, or else I would have pulled it out for this video. And yeah, so to be honest, I think this video is gonna be really long. So I might pare it down, you know, not include as many as I wanted to. But you know, if I feel like making another one, I will, and I'll do the rest of them, or more of them. And next album is Clairo's Charm. I I enjoyed her singles previously, but I think I had never really listened to one of her albums all the way through. The only one I listened to was Sling, and you know, I thought it was okay, and definitely, obviously, Amoeba was on it, and it was good, you know, and it had some high points, but also it felt like kind of a slog to get through for me personally. And I know the big thing with this is you know, but I think this album is really good front to back. It's just hit after hit, no skips on it. I think her production compared to Sling, it made all the songs feel more impactful, and you know, and more like it. Basically, it wasn't such a hard album to get through. I mean, it was very easy. All the songs are really good, and I think this is. I watched a good YouTube video on it. I watched a good video that was talking about albums that are going to become classics. I'll link it down below, maybe, if I remember. And this was on there, and I agree. I mean, it's really good. Next up, we're getting into the Bob Dylan side of my collection. I don't know why I'm saying side of my collection. I only have 2 Bob Dylan albums. You know, I wasn't really into Bob Dylan until like a lot of people that started listening to Bob Dylan. I watched A Complete Unknown, and you know, I enjoyed that movie, and I decided to pick up some Bob Dylan albums. And I was listening to some of his later stuff, and maybe, you know, I haven't listened to many of his later albums, so I don't know exactly, you know, if they're good or not or whatever. But Free Will and Bob Dylan is definitely, in my opinion, a really good album. I think it's also a no skip, and I think some of the songs are really thought provoking, and I really enjoy them, you know. And that's all it comes down to, you know. I don't know, I just like this album. It's a good album. Enough said. And yeah, obviously this is most popular album. Like a Rolling Stone is on this album. Highway 61 Revisited. And I also think this is a really good album. I mean, I don't think it's a hot take that I'm saying that. I mean, it's no, you know, all a bunch of these albums are like, you know, like it's not. I'm not spitting out any hot takes. You know, I'm just sharing what I enjoy listening to. But Highway 61 Revisited, really good. Some of my favorites, like a Rolling Stone, obviously, Tombstone Blues, and Highway 61 Revisited and Desolation Row are really good off this album. I realized I hadn't been saying what songs I really liked off the other albums. Oh well, you know, if I say it's a no skip, then that means I like all the songs on it. And I think I'll do like 1 or 2 more rounds, depending on how much I'm feeling it in a minute, I guess. No, I don't know. Okay, so I haven't listened to 13 by Blur. I pulled out some of my Britpop favorites because that I own, because I really like Britpop and I've been really getting into it as of these past few months. And I listened to part of 13 and I enjoyed it, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Blur, this was when they were moving away from the Britpop sound, moving into the 2000s. This was made in 97 or 98 or 99. Okay, yeah. This was when they were moving away from the Britpop sound, obviously, but I think this album's a no skip. I know people don't really like SX Dogs, but I think it's an interesting track. And yeah, I mean, I think I have some sentimental like memories attached to this album. And yeah, I think it's like ignoring your preference about Britpop sound. I definitely think it's Blur at its best, at their best, you know. And you know, but I tend to prefer the Britpop sound of Blur, like their more Britpoppy albums and songs. So, you know, it's just depending on what I'm feeling that day, to be honest. Okay, and next one, I don't have Definitely Maybe yet, but I will get it. Very good album. But What's the Story, Morning Glory, Oasis, obviously classic, you know. I mean, there's not much to say about it really. It's just a really good album, you know. I think this is also, well, arguably between, you know, Definitely Maybe in Morning Glory, people argue what their peak is of Oasis, but I think, I don't know, in my opinion, is Oasis. It's Morning Glory, but I could go either way, to be honest. It's not really like something I'm super like thought too much about, but I think this album's a no skipper. I mean, it's really good. It's got some really moving songs in here. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. I mean, it's just a good album. Not much to say. This next one's interesting. I burned it because they don't make CD, or it's very hard to find, so I just had to burn it. I accidentally printed it upside down, but that's okay. Print the title upside down. Oasis MTV Unplugged set. This is the one where Liam supposedly had a sore throat, probably self-induced, probably just didn't want to do it. And this is Noel singing the entire set, and I think his rendition obviously isn't the first time that you've heard that you know, people have been exposed to his renditions of certain songs, but I think this really highlights how much of a powerhouse Noel was in the band. That being said, though, I still prefer Liam's vocals on these, but I think Noel's vocals really served him well in this, and I think they serve him well later in his career with the High Flying Birds and his solo career and that type of thing, where he could, you know, be more prolific with his music and make a lot of music. So yeah. And obviously songwriting wise, he's one of the best. This one, I don't know why I picked this one. I don't know why I put this one here. Dig Out Your Soul. I haven't listened to all of it, so I'm just gonna set that off to the side and come back when I have a formed opinion about it. It's alright so far. Next up, Stone Roses debut. Very good. I mean, underrated. Underrated. People have been rating it properly. I don't know. I'm saying underrated. It's good. I mean, everyone knows it's good. Obviously, some classics on here, and I guess I am supposed to say what songs I enjoyed on it. You know, obviously the three. I Want to Be Adored. She Bangs the Drums. Waterfall. Oh, She Bangs the Drums has a very sentimental value to me, so I think that's probably my favorite song off the album. But those three, and then Song for My Sugar Spun Sister and Made of Stone are also very good. And yeah, I mean, I just really like this album. It's one of the essential Manchester movement albums. It is the essential, it's nothing can really compare to it in that sense. And I think it's really good. Next one is the Stone Roses, the Second Coming debut, so their second album. And, obviously it's weaker than their first album, but I still think it's good, and I still think it has its place in the Stone Roses like canon. I still think it's a good album, just definitely not as good as their debut. Breaking Into Heaven kind of drags a lot in the beginning because of the nature and the atmosphere. That was kind of a confusing decision to me, especially coming off their second album. But they did a lot of like different stuff on this, I feel like, and I feel like it's still a good album. It's still a good listen. I can imagine myself listening to it outside of like if I listen to the first one and I want to listen to more Stone Roses, I think I would put this on and listen to it. So yeah, I think that'll be it for now. I think I'll come back to the rest of them later when I feel like it. Thanks for watching, and I don't know if anyone will actually be interested in this. I'm always interested in what people are listening to. Maybe I'm just nosy. Maybe I just want to know too much, but yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see ya.